actually in their office at present.
Right.
I'm afraid I don't know personally who your housing officer
Yeah,
is.
like I said, we don't.
No,
The last person that we knew who it was Louise Gonzalez Crouch. Like I've advised, she was moved out of the area to a different area.
Yeah.
We have not been advised since who it is. I have asked and asked and asked on a number of occasions for who it is, and I've not been given any details at all.
Well, I can only apologise for that. I'm sure that either myself or a colleague in housing can be in touch with you today to confirm who your housing officer is.
Yes, please, because unfortunately, I don't know if my housing officer is aware of the disrepair, but as it stands at the moment, I'm getting no mediation from councillors or an MP where this disrepair is concerned. So right to this present moment in time, I am legally dealing with it all myself.
Okay.
So I am holding Chesterfield Borough Council legally responsible under the Housing Act 2004, as well as the Environmental Protection Act, under Section 33 and Section 34 for the return of controlled waste to Chesterfield Borough Council. Okay. This letter of threat from you, especially with regards to rechargeable actions, I must advise you that under the Environmental Protection Act, Section 33, Section 34, that coal is actually being returned to the council, and that actually under the Environmental Protection Act, that controlled waste will be continued to be brought back to the council until all controlled waste is removed from that garden. This highlights a fact that actually in your report from Mr. Rotherham, that actually Mr. Rotherham lied through his teeth about how much coal is in my garden. So whilst I return it, you will document it as evidence and you won't be billing me for it.
Right. Well, I'm not going to comment about anything in Mr. Rotherham's report.
I don't need to. As long as I'm putting myself across correctly, and as long as I've got it recording that I am actually notifying you of this information, I am covering my arse legally.
Okay, if you allow me to reply then. So obviously, having not visited you properly, I can't comment about that.
Could you comment on why nobody has visited the property?
I believe we tried to make.
No, you haven't. Esther tried to make an appointment with me. I advised Esther that what's the point when Dave Pool's been out, Squires has been out, and God knows how many other inspectors have been out, seen the condition of the garden. Why don't you collaborate with each other and actually come up with a answer for me? Never refused. Unfortunately, then in February, Kelly forced the ADR on me, and you've done nothing. Okay, I've requested environmental health out. I've inquired. I have asked for environmental health to attend. I have asked for health and safety to attend, and I'm now asking for a structural engineer to attend because the wall in the bedroom that is collapsed, which under Mr. Rotherham's report has actually outlined that Chesterfield Borough Council is liable for it because the wall was not strapped or correctly fastened in place. Unfortunately, that wall right now has a 5-degree lean to the right. That tells me that wall is unsafe.
Right. From what I understand, and I've got a limited knowledge of the case, is that I believe before we do any works, we're wanting to do this asbestos survey, which we've already discussed and covered in this conversation.
Unfortunately, it doesn't matter whether or not you are waiting for this asbestos thing or not. The situation is you have me under ADR, which is the alternative dispute repair resolution, which also means that you have me under the pre-action protocol for housing disrepair. Chesterfield Borough Council, as to date, have not followed the protocol correctly. Therefore, yes, you can send a third party into the property to do an asbestos check. However, refusal is being given as of now for Chesterfield Borough Council to carry out any works on that property until I have been visited by a health and safety officer, an environmental protection officer, and a valid structural engineer. All of which are all available to Chesterfield Borough Council through Chesterfield Borough Council and Derbyshire County Council. I'm requesting this under the Housing Act 2004, Health and Safety Act, as well as the Environmental Protection Act, because all 3 points need to be looked at and raised with these 3 individuals.
I understand that, Mr. Lee. So to resolve it today, unfortunately there isn't a housing officer on site at the moment, and obviously we've got a lot of the disrepair issues that need resolving. Can I just confirm the best contact number to come back to you?
It's the contact number that you've got, which is 475499.
475499. Okay. So, as I said, either myself or a colleague from housing will be in touch on that number later on today to confirm exactly who your housing officer is.
Yep.
We'll also be in touch to confirm how we're going to progress with the disrepair claim that's ongoing.
That's going to court. The disrepair claim is going to court because of the sheer fact that Chesterfield Borough Council are currently in breach of the pre-action protocol for disrepair.
I just mean in the sense of how we're going to resolve it going forward, to try and get the repair work done that you want done.
I'm having it done. I'm having it done privately, because I don't trust Chesterfield Borough Council to repair my property. Because unfortunately, there is a wall upstairs that was installed by Chesterfield Borough Council because it's not part of the original structure, and it wasn't attached correctly. And thanks to the fact that it wasn't attached correctly and the fact that Chesterfield Borough Council didn't do their duty in law where the Housing Act is concerned when they removed that boiler, they put me at risk and put my family at risk. Due to that, I have damaged my right shoulder because of the collapse of that wall.
Just for my knowledge, is this the cupboard, the sort of the airing cupboard wall that was in one of the bedrooms?
Yes, it was. Originally it was a storage cupboard for a boiler.
Yeah.
The boiler was removed in February, March of last year. The cupboard was not. We were left on the understanding that the cupboard would be removed. COVID hit, no cupboard removed. That I understand, was an issue. However, the explanation that I've had recently, since when there has been aspects of being able to actually come out and do works, the attitude that I got from the council was, not our job, not our problem, sort it out yourself. However, under the Housing Act 2004, it does stipulate that a property that a council or a landlord has put something into the property that was not originally part of the property, it is the council's legal responsibility to put that state of that property back to its original condition. You did not with removing the cupboard in the bedroom. I was given permission. It was over the phone. It wasn't written permission, but it was over the phone to remove the cupboard. The cupboard was removed correctly and safely.
What was built from breeze block in bedroom?
No, it was a wooden wall. It was a wooden cupboard.
Wooden stud wall.
It was no, it wasn't a wooden stud wall either. It was a cupboard that was fastened against a partial brick wall and a partial dense block wall. That was partially covered with a little bit of plaster, nothing else. The issue with the wall collapsing happened this year, not last year when the cupboard was taken out. It happened because I started cleaning up the area to plasterboard it and replaster it and to put right the mistakes of Chesterfield Borough Council, at which point that wall collapsed on me. So failure to Mr. Rotherham's report, it was not DIY. Because I will further advise that if it was DIY, how come I had to reskin the kitchen after Chesterfield Borough Council failed to make right the kitchen and reskinned that box bedroom because Chesterfield Borough Council failed to put right that box bedroom.
Okay. Obviously, I've not got the information to hand to comment on those points further.
Well, I don't because I've been asking for the information for repairs of this property since 1981 and I'm not getting anything.
I appreciate that, Mr. Lee. Obviously, I want to do everything I can to help, assist you in resolving this matter. But
well, the easiest.
Limited information to
well, to be honest, the easiest way you can resolve this issue, and it's going to be the easiest way that the council resolve this issue, is if the council go through their repair books. Right back to 1981, or when those coal bins were taken out by the council, when that internal wall was removed by the council, and rectify that garden, because the evidence is there in your own repairs that Chesterfield Borough Council is legally responsible for it. If you want to fight me over it, please do, right? But as I've reminded Kelly Tuck and Dave Poole, right, I used to live on Fern Avenue. My grandparents were part of Labour. My grandparents also worked for the council. I know this exact year the council took those bins out. And it's the same with the windows in our property as well. They are in a state of disrepair because Chesterfield Borough Council are not accepting responsibility that you repaired, that you created those windows, you made those windows, you fitted those windows, and are fully aware that those windows are not safe from burglary.
Okay. So, to try and wrap this up so that you can also get on with your day, are you satisfied with the answer that if somebody comes back to you on the phone today with regards to confirming your housing officer,
yep,
and then a member of our legal team or similar?
To be honest, I'd suggest you get rid of your legal team. Somebody with a bit of common sense. Go through your bloody records and your files. No. I will.
What I'm trying to suggest.
No, like I'm saying, is completely ignore your legal team because your legal team at present is currently advising you incorrectly. I know they are because of the sheer fact that I am taking you to court over this and I will prove it in court. What I am asking you to do, and I am saying it is recorded, which I am legally allowed to do, I am advising you to read through your documentation where that property is concerned and understand several points of that property. The first point is you had an old age pensioner living there for a number of years and you had no access to that property to do works. This was confirmed to us by Dave Poole that you hadn't had access to that property, which is why work was being carried out afterwards. Well, that's fine. I'm just advising you of what I already know.
Yeah.
In your repairs, there is documented evidence that every issue that I have brought up, Chesterfield Borough Council is legally responsible. And as a witness, I will put myself forward to court and testify that actually, yes, you do have this on record. I know it's on record because I know the exact year that you took my grandparents out and you tried to dump it on their garden.
Right. Also, I have no prior knowledge of that, and also I can't comment.
No, and it's like I say, get through your repair books and everything to do with that property, and you'll find that actually every repair that I have brought up should have all been rectified prior to us moving in. So we do have an health and safety issue, and every issue that I've raised with the property should have been resolved by Chesterfield Borough Council.
Okay, Mr. Lee. I'll also do everything I can to try and assist you in resolving this. I'll be in touch with myself or my colleagues will be in touch to confirm your housing officer, and we'll be in touch, obviously, ongoing, because I would discourage you from bringing in any further waste, especially in the
No, it's coming back here.
No,
It's getting returned. Right, it won't get dumped this time. No, let me explain. It won't get dumped on you this time. That was a statement I was making. A very good statement that I'm allowed to make under protest, under law. Yeah, civil rights, mate. Civil rights gives me the right to protest. Unfortunately, I was protesting with controlled substance that you've left in my garden, which under the Environmental Act, Section 33, Section 34, I am legally entitled to return it.
That. All I'm saying, sir, is that it's people's workplace and for their health and safety and for their...
Oh, you want me to be concerned about everybody else's health and safety? I am sorry, no. You have no liability where health and safety is concerned because you've put my family at risk with liability under health and safety. My daughter, first week of moving into number 12 Fretchfield Street, we had a wall collapse. The whole living room was replastered while we lived there. Health and safety says it shouldn't have happened because there's sulfate in gypsum. My daughter's now asthmatic.
Right, okay, so look, if there's nothing else I can help with right now, should we consider this conversation over?
Well, it's not over because it's going to continue, but it'll continue through other lives. Yeah. But yes, I'm happy for you to find out who my housing manager is and get them to contact me.
Okay, we will do that.
And as I've advised, and it is being recorded, I will be bringing back more coal as and when it's bagged up. It will be left bagged up this time, but it will be getting returned back here. And every single bag that is brought back to Chesterfield Borough Council has to legally be documented as evidence because it is evidence.
I'd encourage you to leave it at your home.
No, because we've got an environmental protection issue. It is not staying at my property because whilst it is at my property, you are putting mine and my family's my health and safety at risk.
Okay, that's it. All right, you made yourself perfectly clear. I understand your concerns. So.
Clearly not. You're telling me to leave a hazardous substance at my property.
So I'm not looking to, lambast it anymore or, work the situation over anymore. I want to confirm that you're happy for me to sort of go away and begin, trying to contact somebody in the housing office.
I am, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Very happy, and I'm happy for you to do your job properly.
I'll try my best, Mr. Lee.
But like I said, don't tell me to abide by this, that and the other, because as it stands legally, Chesterfield Borough Council, whilst we live at number 12 Fretchfield Street, with a wall that is collapsed, a bathroom full of mould, and a garden full of hazardous material, including coal, now gypsum, and rubble, that Chesterfield Borough Council is legally liable for it, you have no right to tell me what to do.
Okay, Mr. Lee. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you.